Hey Scott, looks like you're working on the black cricket.
I
Hard
am
at
working
work.
on the black. I am working on the black cricket, trying to stay ahead of the inker. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that is great to be pushed by a whole bunch
Yeah.
of
I mean,
people that wants your work.
well, it's looking our publisher deal thing is looking pretty good. So I'm like, could I do this monthly? You know.
Yeah,
Um, and
because
I
you've
mean, so
always when you've got a notion in your head you'd like to do that, but then the reality might say, you know what, can't do it.
well,
It's just too demanding.
Well, the fact is, once you do something, once you when you do something for fun, it's fun, and once you have to do it, it stops being fun.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
know, I don't care what it
yeah,
is. I
yeah.
think more
Completely.
than
Yeah,
one
yeah. It's
comic creator's fallen prey to the idea of, oh crap, I got to sit down and draw this thing.
Yeah, it's
You know,
alchemy at that point. It's like it
but
has changed from a base to a,
it's to an
or
acid,
no, the opposite. Yeah, it changed from gold to a base.
lead,
Wait a second,
lead,
look at
lead.
this. How did he do that?
Yeah,
He all of a sudden had 10 posts here. Dan is on. Show me
he
these
was
good
always.
stuff. You can do it.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
he's got a lot of notes now. He wants you to show him the good stuff.
So let me. I'll show you this. I showed this to Dan, but I'll show. Crap, drop that page. So this is the page I was working on last week. I didn't get a lot done this weekend because it was Easter
Mm-hmm.
and had Easter duties, as they say. Sorry about that. That fell out of range. But this is the page I was working on last week.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I thought it came out. It really didn't look good to me through here until I got it done. Got it done. I was like, oh, that looks pretty good. I still need to go in and draw the bricks behind the ladder, but anyway. And so now I'm working on page. What is this? Page 9. So I
It
have.
says, "Man, Jeff's gonna love you when he gets ready to ink that."
Yeah,
My hope is
yeah.
we can get. He makes a note. My hope is we can get several chapters ahead. Ideally, I'd like to see us be 6 8 months ahead before chapter one sees print. Wow, that's
Well,
ambitious.
I agree, except for the fact I'm ready for it to see print. but
Yeah,
but
well,
knowing
yeah. I
the
mean, yeah,
reality,
yeah. But the deal is, you
yeah,
want to
we need the
see it.
cushion.
Yeah, you want to see it land. You know,
Yeah.
and if it can't land really without a little bit of retro firing and stuff like that, that you're totally ready with it all.
No, no,
I
no.
don't know what my
We need to.
analogies.
Yeah, nice analogy. But we
Thanks.
we need to get a few. We need to get a few chapters done. Well, I
Hmm.
tell you, I would love to see it. I have in my head. I see it as like a black and white book. I don't know why. Oh, that was their thing. I switched. I was doing grayscale for chapter 2 so we could submit it, and it
To
took me. It
to
took.
quote Kevin, bricks, so many bricks. You got to learn how to vignette there, Scott. Scott, that
Yeah.
panel with Cricket using his sonic blaster is smoking.
Thanks. I thought about, and I tried to find my art. I was like, how did I show him? What energy? And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make it however I think looks good. I'm not going to worry about consistency between it and the. I think it was chapter 2 or 3. Must have been chapter 2 that he used it before. I just want it to look cool.
Oh, Mike Miller, my old studio mate from back in San Diego days, back when they were all inking Malibu Comics.
Yeah.
Uh, he's in New York. He's part of that big NFT thing that they're having, where it's like, they're getting lots of coverage on these guys swarming around that have got all these NFT ideas, Squid Grow
Huh.
and all that kind of stuff.
Huh.
So he's been, that's kind of cool. I don't know how much Bitcoin Mike has, but he's taken a lot of friction for that in the past about people saying, "Oh, you're you're dumb or whatever. But however much he has, but at this point
Oh,
he's the smart one. Yeah.
I have a friend that mines Bitcoin, and I keep thinking I need to really get serious about that. Like my YouTube channel, and like everything else I got going. It's like,
Dan wants to say,
like,
Scott, you saw the old Super Friends cartoons, right? Remember the
uh,
circle effect when Aquaman talked to fish? I'm not sure I remember it. I thought it,
I don't know if I remember that. You might have to send me a screen capture or something.
I could probably
I
look it
did.
up.
So I did buy. So I got some Amazon bucks at work, or I got an Amazon card at work, and so I've been buying some books here and there,
Uh-huh.
and I've been on kind of a golden age tear. I've bought a couple books that are kind of reference things about the
Older.
golden age. Yeah, I'm really yeah, and I bought. Did you see the box set I bought, Ellis? I think I
I
sent it
saw
to the
you
group.
sent a,
The Peanuts. Yeah, I bought
yeah.
it's and I thought it'd be small, but I got it, and the books are huge. I think the strips are printed at like newspaper size. They're black and white, but when I was a kid, I used to read the Peanut strips and those they'd put them in paperbacks and collect them, and I loved them. And so this box set was it's this 50s. It's like the first 3 decades of Peanuts and the daily strips,
Hmm.
and I'm just looking forward to tearing into that. But right now, I don't have time.
Yeah, those strips are so they're kind of surprising, aren't they, to look at?
Oh
It's
yeah,
like it's because it's like the Daffy Duck, how it evolved in its look and all that.
yes,
You just figure out more and more how to do something appealing as you go along, and you drop this, drop you round off edges here and all
oh
that.
yeah, yeah. But anyway, but I mean, it was for the 3 decades, it was $30. I was like, holy cow, that's a good deal. That it's and they're not as not. I have a couple of volumes of the Fantagraphics where they reprint, but they only did like 2 years in each volume, so so this is much more of a bang for your buck. But it's not as nice. I mean, the Fantagraphics one's definitely nicer, but
Oh yeah, Fantagraphics
whatever.
goes all out on their role as archivist, historian kind of
Yeah.
characters. You got to give them that.
Speaking of Fantagraphics, I don't think we can get by without talking about Ed Piskor, man.
I know. Here we go. I'm about to share. There it is. That's what
Oh,
Aquaman talking to fish looks like.
oh, hang on just a second. My YouTube quit on me. It's
Oh, it did.
self-censoring. Well, I mean, I'm watching on the TV up in front of me, but I don't watch it. Okay, let's see.
I guess if I.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Well, that's cool, but that's also, yeah,
There it is. There we go. Yeah, it's concentric ellipses. That'd be kind of hard.
right.
That'd be a guy that would be saying, "Hey, don't do any more concentric ellipses. You're from your inker." Now,
Yeah,
see how his
Jeff would be like, dang it, what?
that's what your inker wants you to do with the bricks. See Aquaman's shoulder right there? That's all
Oh
the
yeah.
scales that are on his body. That is a
Well,
vignetted scale.
is that you saying that? That's you saying that, not my anchor.
No, that's not your inker. That's me saying it. That's what he means, though. He wants to see that many bricks. Bingo. Yeah.
Bingo on the bricks or
I know.
bingo on the?
Bingo on the Aquaman image, I imagine.
Oh, oh, bingo. Oh, okay.
Okay, we're back to normal. I got rid of it. That,
Are
that
we?
was that was one of those. I guess that was straight from Super Friends, no doubt.
And we are locked off of YouTube. No.
But I like the bolty effect. You lent these, yeah, the bolty, the bolts, yeah, electrical, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That sort of thing. What do they call that? Onomatopoeia. Okay, we were going to talk
Well,
about
no, an
piss core, and
onomatopoeia is a word.
we a
It's a
word that
it's a
sounds like
special
it is. Yeah,
right, like boom or
yeah, boom.
whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
So we were going to talk about piss core, and I guess I stepped all
yeah.
over it. What comes to your mind when you heard about it? Because we both
Well, I
have
saw
listened
it
to quite a bit
happening.
of these
Oh, dude,
kayfabes.
well, I saw it. I saw him. So I'm part of the Facebook group that's part of the kayfabe thing.
Uh huh.
There's a kayfabe Facebook group, comics kayfabe. It's called Ringside Seats, or the one I'm in. There may be
Uh huh.
more than one. And they were not happy with Ed before this because of something. There was some interview with somebody that they didn't like, and apparently Ed was kind of gushing over him. And so they were actually like, Ed doesn't participate in the group. Ed doesn't do this. They wanted to change the name of the group away from Comics Kayfabe because they're like, it has nothing really. It's just a group of comic creators or comic fans at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Then along comes the accusation, and they talked about it, and they were like, "Good grief, the show's gone off the air. What's going on?" Da da da. And then a couple days later, somebody posts the Google Doc. Did you read the Google Doc?
I no, I don't guess I did. I assume that's DMs that went on between him
No,
and the
no,
girl.
no, 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 not that. Well,
Okay.
he wrote a Google Doc that's basically a suicide note.
Yes, the 5-page suicide note. I did dip into that, and I may have read all of it or not, but I read quite a bit of it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and anyway, so when somebody, I think it was Barry, posted, uh, Ed Pisker's passed away, I was like, did he kill him? Because I had read the note at that point, and it sounded. I mean, everybody was like, that's a suicide note,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And apparently I don't know exactly what he did, but apparently he killed himself.
Yeah. Apparently,
And
yeah. I named this one called this
off the
episode
top
"Off the
rope.
Top Rope" as a kayfabe reference. Yeah.
Yeah, I caught that. And it's sad, and I'll tell you what's even worse, Ellis, is there are people that are still like, he deserved it,
Yeah.
because the
You don't.
alligator.
Yeah, you can't be. See that Dan is saying, yeah, Piscor breaks my heart. Uh, I was wrapping up projects, had no idea any of this was going on. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't pay enough attention to know all of it. He courted controversy from both sides, from what I gathered. Sadly, he was getting
Yeah,
it from both sides. I didn't know him,
well,
but I was impressed with his passion. Yeah, yeah. To me, he was most like seeing kitchen sink comics or something on the internet. He those little indie kind of level things that he was up to just struck me as the old kitchen sink comics back in the day, the undergrounds. Not quite
yeah,
undergrounds though. The
the
kitchen
Dennis
sink,
Kitchen
yeah,
stuff.
the Dennis Kitchen stuff, and it's like so his was that indie kind of spirit that
Well, he did
I mean,
more.
you can't build that big a audience and not have something going for you. That's the deal. They had
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah,
another
yeah,
thing
yeah.
that goes missing now with him is that you know it's it was something that built itself. It was very organic in terms of like
Well, you know, comics need people that are enthusiastic. He built enthusiasm, and a lot of people have said I started going back to the store because of watching their
sure, yeah,
show, and looking, they had the kayfabe effect where they would talk about a book, usually something out of
mm-hmm.
print, but and then you couldn't find it
Well,
because of the kayfabe effect.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. The kayfabe effect, or the all of a sudden it's worth too much on eBay. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and you know, and the bad thing is the allegations against him. I mean, I don't know. I don't know all the allegations, so I don't want to defend him. but I haven't seen anything that would get him in jail. It's just
No, I'll go ahead and defend him. I've said this before. The idea that all these people, that their main weapon is the fact that all of us can't help it. We all want sex, and that's the way we're built, and yet you're able to, by virtue of just it being something that is best left as a private matter, the moment you can drag it out in the public, you can shame somebody about it. It doesn't
yeah.
matter how cutesy-fied or anything it is. It has to be on a level of like Barbie cutesy to not shame you the moment your
Yeah.
sex life is brought out in the open, or
Unless
sex.
you're a degenerate.
Yeah, unless you're a degenerate nowadays. Yeah, that's right. You have to be swimming with the girls if you're to get away with having no shame, I guess,
Well,
and
yeah,
winning the girls'
there's
trophies.
yeah, yeah, but anyway, I mean, and people piled on him, and now it's I mean, I have a nephew that killed himself, and you know, and at his funeral, all these people came, and cried, and it's like, well, and my mom was like, if he only knew how much these people loved him, and I go, yeah, but did they love him, Mom, or would they just feel bad? I mean, I've said a couple things about this. One, I said, during the early 2000s, I did a ton of pages trying to break into comics, and I'm glad I never did, Ellis,
Yeah,
because of stuff like this. I mean, this is ridiculous, and
yeah.
and I said it's an industry full of wolves, and I'm a lot happier person working a day job and working on, I'm drawing Black Cricket, and
Hmm.
yeah, the 75K book deal vanished because of
Well,
this.
that sort of thing that can send you over the edge. It's like
Yeah,
you if you had something. That's the
a lot
deal
of
that
money.
strikes me about to Naples' underlying strength and all this stuff. He got canceled.
Yeah,
He got a big taste of what YouTube could do for you, and then they just canceled the living hell out of him, and he had to strive, continue, try to break back in again over and over. He just called himself Doug in Exile and just kept pitching and eventually made his way back. And he's on there now, and it's big money for him. But you can imagine how hard that would hit you
oh, yeah,
to
to
uh,
also
to to
lose it.
have the money coming in, and then all of a sudden it's like pop, it just went
Yeah,
away. We don't have to
yeah,
explain it to
that's what
you. That's who
happened,
we are. We are
and
Google.
no
We are
one
the
would stand
alphabet.
up for him. No one
Yeah.
would stand up for him,
uh
and
Well, I mean,
and
that's not my job.
well,
I just have no access to stand up for
well,
the, you know.
that's not you. It's not you. No offense, but you wouldn't have done it much. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, I know it. That's the
and
deal.
and and so I said these people were wolves. Well, now some of them are still piling on. Well, now there was somebody yesterday I read that said men need to do the job that Ed Piskor was, in terms like protecting women. They need to do the job that Ed Piskor wasn't man enough to do. It's like, well, he's
What are
dead.
you
What?
talking about?
They're cannibal. Now I changed it. The comic industry's full of cannibals, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, it's like the whole social media thing is like I've evolved on it. It's like I used to feel like my opinion was something that that felt good or whatever. Now I don't really look to score any points because I have encountered. Oh yeah, I mean I've encountered the idea of being semi-doxxed before. It was just a quick little moment where I was interacting on a friend's account on Twitter, and
yeah,
I didn't realize what a huge following the guy had of liberals. And I came along and said, "Oh yeah, Joe Aparo's totally in the right. That where's he
uh,
down there?
yeah,
That sheriff that was
yeah,
making
New
illegals
Mexico
dress
or
in
wherever.
pink and stuff like that and all that. It's like, And so I just went totally in for Joe Aparo. Back in the day when they were trying to, basically crucify him. And boy, it was scary. It was actually frightening. They just came after me.
Mm-hmm.
I unfriended and blocked someone today who I saw dancing on Ed's grave.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've blocked several people.
yeah.
And
It is so sick. It's like,
it is
what are you
morbid
getting
that,
out of it?
I mean,
Hey, wait a
geez.
second, Scott. What about in the last panel we go with a spiral effect on that blast? Is that the last panel you're working on right now? A spiral effect on the
That's the
blast.
panel that this panel is done.
Okay, so you're going to go with
Let me
straight
think about
lines
it.
on that.
Let
Okay,
me think about it. Let me think about it.
that would take
Cause
erasure.
yeah, God forbid I erase anything, right?
Well, no,
I
yeah.
could do some kind of. I could do that. I could do that. That would make more.
Uh,
That would
Get
give
it
it
on
more.
tracing paper first and look at it
No,
and
no, no.
think
Here
about
we
it.
go. I got the electric eraser out.
Oh boy.
Here, here we go, Dan.
Yeah.
Let's.
As you erase in spirals. No, I'm just kidding.
I can. It's an electric eraser.
Okay. What was I doing today where I did some erasure that was kind of satisfying? Oh yeah, it was in the program I used to ink my little strip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and of course, all those kayfabes. I didn't watch too many of them, but of course they inspired my biggest hit on YouTube of
Oh yeah, the Richard Corben thing. I thought
my
of
Richard
that.
Corben thing. I saw them and I thought to myself, "Hey, you got that wrong," and I got off my lazy ass so that I could do my own editorial on what they should have known, or on
There
what
you
I
go.
felt they should have known.
Well, I think you owed a part in this.
Hang on one second. Yeah, yeah, I may have shamed them. No, I just barely knew the personalities apart at the time I did my little reaction to it.
Who's the guy in the hat? There's a guy in a hat. Who is that?
Yeah, Piscore is the guy in the hat, I guess.
I'm imitating you.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Which one is that guy?
Which is the guy in the hat? You, the guy in the hat.
Well,
You're
and
wrong.
I don't know much about the other guy. I mean, what's his big thing? Is
He
he
did a he did a book called Street Angel. Like
is
he's
he
done a
artist
couple.
or writer?
He's
They're
an
both
artist
artists.
and writer. They both are
Artist and
artists and
writer.
writer.
Yeah.
Well, he may have worked with a writer on his. I don't know. Um,
What?
Ellis, I gotta say, I invited you to go downtown with me last Friday, and you
Hmm.
declined. Man, the weather was perfect last week. Holy cow!
Yeah.
It was cloudy and windy, but warmish.
Hmm.
It was perfect. You missed it. I was listening to. I got to tell you this.
Did you have a
I
hot
think you'll.
dog?
I did not. I had a hamburger. I'm gonna send you a picture of it.
Okay.
I
Oh,
changed my mind, but uh, I was listening to the audio drama of X-Men: Days of Future Past. Have you read that story? It's where the Sentinels take over the world in the future, and they have to send an X-Men back to the past to stop the Sentinels.
no, I haven't.
Anyway,
Wait a
there's
moment.
well,
Is that by Brent Anderson? Or
no, no,
okay,
it's by Chris Claremont.
okay.
It was when John Byrne was on the book. Well, the library has an audio drama with voices and sound effects and stuff, and
Cool.
it was really cool. And it was all about, like, they're talking about, hey, they're sneaking into do the Sentinel encampment, and it's gloomy outside. I'm walking around listening to this, and it's gloomy outside, and I'm like, this is great. I had a blast.
It does sound
And
good. I am going to try and do up an example of what I am thinking and send it to you. Okay, that's always
the
good.
spiral. He doesn't like my spiral.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, he says yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So he's okay
And
with
that
it.
must be what he's referring to. I'm
Oh,
eager to see
okay,
what
okay.
X-Men book he did. I wish I knew about that sooner. How about losing the trails surrounding the spiral effects? The trails. Okay, got
Oh,
you.
the black cloud looking thing. Okay, I can do that.
Wait a second. No, no, it's good. I love it.
Okay.
I'm not sure what he's referring to there exactly. This is
Well,
confusing.
because
This is
I think
confusing, dude.
I think you're catching it after
Yeah,
a little
I'm
better.
looking down too much and trying to draw.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry, Dan. So is your car fixed? You told me you're not sure you trust it now.
well, can I ever trust it? I don't know. It's so
You
old
can't
and
trust anything. You can't trust
yeah,
anything mechanical, Ellis. It will
yeah, I
break
know
down
it.
again.
No, it
It's
seems to
just
be running just great. As a matter of fact, it just is. I think I'm fine. So I'll meet you there. But I wanted to ask you, it's like, have you got another audio book you'd rather be walking around listening to than
no, no, no.
okay? Because
I don't know.
you know what I just finished as an audio book that was a lot of fun to listen to was the old Larry Niven Ring World. That's a
Oh,
really
I listened
I
to
got
that.
that off of I got that off YouTube. So it was one big long
Yep, yep. That's I.
MP4, and it's like cool. All I have to do is rename it every time I want to start it, so I know where I'm at.
Oh yeah. Are you listening on your iPhone?
What's that?
Are you listening to it on your iPhone?
No, no, I
Oh, okay.
when I used to be able to download YouTube. My OS is leaving me behind on everything. I can't.
Oh
I
yeah.
basically can't update stuff I need to update if I want to do this or that. So
Oh yeah. I've got another computer. I'm supposedly buying my computer at work, and one of the reasons is I want one that has Windows 10 so I can experiment and see if my version of Photoshop works on it, or if I'm gonna
hmm
have to stick with my current OS 7 or not OS 7, Windows 7. You
uh-huh.
know, because I'm using Windows 7. It's like, you know what? I got an idea. Here's what I know what I'm gonna do. Anyway, I so I did listen. I listened to that and I was like, man, I like that. So I listened to a Jeeves that was dramatized with a
Ah,
full
yeah.
cast. It was really good.
Oh, I bet. That's
I've kind of
funny because that's exactly what I was listening to in the car yesterday. It was my man Jeeves. I listened to quite a few days worth of those.
I've kind of bounced off the books a little bit. I love the TV show with
hmm
the guy that did House.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
the
and
actor's name.
oh, and the other guy with the broke
And
nose,
I
he
forget
played
that
a
guy's name.
great Jeeves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, that audiobook with the dramatized, I liked it because it had different voices, and so one of the problems is freaking PG Woodhouse calls everybody by nicknames, and it's like, wait a minute, who is this?
Yeah, but typically they're based on their name, whatever their nickname is. Like his name is Bertie, because his name I
Yeah,
guess is Bertram, and Bertram
yeah.
Wooster,
Well,
and of course everybody else like Corky would have some elaborate name
Stinker
that
was the
starts
big
with
one in the.
yeah, Stinker and all those great names. Some talented Johnnies there, and oh yeah, there's all sorts of wonderful,
Yeah, it's
wonderful,
like who's
wonderful.
Johnny? What?
Yeah, yeah, like all these talented Johnnies. Like you know, he was telling somebody how so and so was making all his money. Oh, I suppose it's like those talented Johnnies.
It is
God,
weird to think of
yeah,
that, and the what's the one with the castle Blandings,
yeah,
and
Blandings.
be
Yeah,
like, there's a whole group of these people that none of them freaking work. You know,
yeah,
it's like
yeah. Well, that's the
what are
yeah.
they? What is?
He's
It's like
finding humor in that we've got this entire class that has
it's
got no
like
concept of working. Yeah.
it's like what are they? How are they living? It's like well they're
Yeah.
British. It's like
It,
what?
it's almost kind of like
There's a low
a
grade
funny
royal.
idea of how the the empire would collapse. Basically, all these slackers. It, running around
That
with
are all these inbred slackers
yeah,
from
yeah,
the.
yeah.
We watched the television series of Blanding's Castle. I like that. I don't know if you ever saw that.
Hey, wait a second. I got to catch up with Dan here. I was
Oh yeah, he's
Inge.
probably telling me I'm doing it wrong.
No. He says, have you guys ever listened to the Superman Lives and Batman Nightfall audio adventures? I have not. They
I
were
have
produced by
not.
BBC as radio dramas. Nightfall actually got Michael Gough from the Tim Burton movies back to play Alfred. I assume that's Gough. Both are high quality and on YouTube. I love that guy. That guy was in some cool movies, Conga and Horror Hotel and things like that, or Horror Museum. Also, I highly recommend the audio version for Kingdom Come, again, also on YouTube. And those have
I
full
think the
cast and
library's got
music,
all these. I think I've seen them. Our
musical
library has
scores.
a lot of audiobooks that you can.
Scott,
And
got an
they're-
idea? What do you think of this? Okay, you're prepped now. It's coming. So
Oh gosh.
the idea will be coming. Um,
Oh.
it's not here
Oh.
yet.
Dot. What do you think of this? Dot. Oh no, he's typing.
Yeah, exactly. He's got an idea. You'll know about it soon.
Add a crowd.
Yeah.
Not near
The
enough.
entire Sioux Nation is coming over the hill.
People. Yeah, exactly. Are they Sioux or Cherokee? The Sioux had one feather. Scott, can you go delete half the feathers?
That may be a Wally Wood quote. It's him complaining about writers versus artists.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. It's easy for them to write. The entire Sioux Nation comes
The
over the
entire
hill.
Sioux Nation is coming over the hill. I live the spirals in black as they are. I think he means love.
They love.
which reminds me of that email I sent you. I sent it on my.
Oh yeah, you
iPad,
sent
and
me something weird.
It says we'll talk about pink or, and I guess it must have autofilled for me or something instead of Piscor, and I didn't.
I figured out that's what you meant. I thought you just didn't know how to spell his name.
What if we lighten the spirals as the blast intensifies? I'm not sure how we.
Yeah.
That'll be up to the inker. He'll have to do a color hold. He'll have to do a color hold.
I'm not doing it in black and white. Black and white,
Yeah.
this is it.
There you go. Hey, that looks pretty good though. No, that's a pretty good tornadic effect. That ought to work.
Yeah, I just want something. Well, here's the thing. I want it to look kind of anime. So.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you can find a
That's the-
stylistic thing to get you
somewhere
a shortcut.
around here, I've got a book. It's a spiral bound printout thing I did, and it's from and it's like some artist. I don't see it off the top of my head here. That worked on anime, and it's like his sketchbooks or his drawings,
Mhm.
and it's got some special effects.
Oh,
I
that's
need to-
good stuff to take note
Well,
of,
yeah, 'cause that's
those
the
guys
kinda
that do
thing we're
that are just
shooting
another
towards,
league.
too. Yeah. Why reinvent the wheel? Somebody's already
Yeah.
had something cool. Might as well steal it.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
borrow it.
That you talk about
Well,
Wally Wood.
Yeah, then
Steal
Wally
it.
Wood would approve of that. Steal that stuff. Definitely, Wally Wood was all about that. Anyway, what else? I watched the movie Ferrari the other day.
Oh yeah, you did some sketches from that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You probably saw those. You might have saw that. I don't know if you commented, but
No, I don't
yeah,
have a comment,
I
but
thought it was
I-
pretty good. I'm a big car guy.
Mhm.
But I don't like them enough to own something super interesting anymore. I mean, my WRX is pretty cool, but
That girl that they were all going crazy about, saying boobs are back. I forget her name, but she's apparently being shown wrenching on an old car or something like that. She claims she's working on an old car, and that of course set off Iowa Hawk Dave Burge.
oh
It's
yeah,
like, oh my heart's desire has all of a sudden
Yeah.
arrived. It's like. But
I wouldn't know what that is, but I don't go on Twitter hardly anymore, Ellis.
Oh, Dave Burge.
I know,
He's
What?
a big car ID guy.
Oh yeah, doesn't he do his car identity where you can email him a picture of a car and he'll tell you
Yes.
what it is?
Yeah, yeah. And those are a lot of fun. He's always got World War II vintages and making cracks
What
about
is he? What is? What's
writing
his?
stories.
What's his? What? How is? What's he famous for besides Facebook
I don't
or
think he's
YouTube?
famous
Or
for anything but other than being Iowa Hawk, and that was a very cultish little web page he had that people. But the
oh, he had a
deal
web
is,
page.
the people that write, blog or whatever, people that write humor recognize in him one of those guys. It's like, oh man, I got to follow this guy because he is got the goods on writing humor. You know.
Oh yeah, he is pretty funny, and I like
Yeah.
his observations.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Observational
he's
humor, basically. And
well, and he's
he also has his tropes, like he used it just today. I noticed. He says, as the gypsy woman foretold. That's one of the things he constantly returns to. You'll have the world's worst thing that should have never happened in the news, some sort of headline. He'll put it in his feed, and then he'll say, "As the gypsy woman foretold."
nice.
But he uses it sparingly. It has to be just some awful, god awful thing that's occurred that before he lets it be part of the gypsy woman's
The woman, the
predictions.
gypsy woman predictions. Well, hey, Monday. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Could be the end, Ellis.
Yeah. Yep.
It's
Hey, wait a
okay.
second.
I'm ready.
This is
Oh,
dark. What does it
Dan
say?
catching up.
Dark gray is enough to blow a car off its. Oh, he's going to have some conventions here. Light gray is powerful enough to move an automobile. Oh, he's solid white is enough to blow a hole in the wall. Okay, he's got these. He's got. We can discuss it later. Okay, he's coming
Yeah.
up with rules. The guy needs.
He needs to write that Bible,
Yeah, exactly. Well,
not
and
the not the
that sort
not
of
the Holy
thing. People
Bible, the Black
appreciate it.
Cricket Bible. Yeah.
People appreciate seeing that you come up with rules and things that you thought was a rule, and then somebody breaks it. Like it's like,
Well,
wait
there
a
needs to be
minute, Superman can't
consistency.
do that. Yeah, you know,
What's the
that
word?
sort
I
of
don't know how to pronounce it. Verisimilitude. It's like the appearance of. It's
verisimilitude.
verisimilitude. It's the appearance of, it appears genuine. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's when something. I mean, the best example is you'll believe a man could fly. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So anyway, okay. Well, we'll cross that. We'll cross the
Rubicon.
Rubicon when we come to the Rubicon.
Once you cross that
But
Rubicon,
but
I was seeing
let me
where.
go. Let me go back to. Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, let me go back to Ferrari. I liked it. I thought it was
Oh
pretty
yeah, you
good.
liked it. Tell me, what was who's in it? Who plays Ferrari?
Adam Driver
Okay.
plays Enzo Ferrari, and
And he kills it.
he kills what? The Ferrari?
No, he kills it
The
as,
job.
as
Oh yeah,
an
he does a
actor.
real good job. I never. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that he did. To me, he didn't have the right physicality for Enzo Ferrari, but I didn't know him, so maybe I'm wrong. But my impression from, because he was alive when I was a kid. Enzo Ferrari was. I used to see him in
Mm-hmm.
car magazines,
Mm-hmm.
and my impression was always that he was kind of a bigger guy, kind of stocky, kind of and Adam Driver didn't quite have. More like the Godfather, really. Maybe not quite as big as what's his face, Brando, but certainly more of a physical presence.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
Adam
interesting.
Driver did not have that.
Driver's former Marine. I don't know. He probably could
Is he
pull off
really?
having. Yeah. He's
Get out of here.
he's no. He was he credits being a Marine with a what he is. Which
Huh.
of course, if you're a Marine, you are. You didn't used to be a Marine. You'll always be a Marine.
No, yeah. That's it's. I think that applies to all branches, but definitely it does with Marines. There's a
Yeah.
house on the
Yeah.
corner that is owned by a Marine. I never laid eyes on the owner, but he flies the flag, and he flies the American flag and the Marine flag, and you just get the impression like there's some tough old guy just waiting for somebody to try and rip him off so he can kill him, you
Yeah.
know.
He's
But like I
waiting
said,
for
I've
you.
never laid eyes on the guy, so I don't know what his disposition is really like.
Well, that's sort of. I can't believe I wonder about everything that makes it as the constant repeating in the headline anymore. Is this the CIA working on us? Are they softening us up or what here? If this is always in the headlines, and lately it seems like squatters are in the headlines. It's like, wait a second, what are they getting us ready for? Is that, hey, squatters are here? Get used to the idea,
Yeah,
because the moment you have a culture of people saying, "Ah, private property, who needs it?"
yeah,
and
yeah.
you've got a major cultural thing that I don't want to be around. Uh,
Oh yeah. Well,
it just
but I
means
mean
that the strongest thief has got
yeah,
sway in your
the
neighborhood.
most well-armed thief, something.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
funny you say that, not about squatters, but this idea of you don't own anything because at work, I mean, like all the software we use is gone to this rented
Uh huh.
mode,
Oh
and I
yeah, yeah,
hate that
yeah.
because
Oh, that's the
of
way
just
of the
what it
world now.
stands
Yeah.
for, and it's like everything, and it's and it's honestly, if you compare, I mean, if you're buying a new version of stuff like Adobe Suite, if you buy the new version of Adobe every year, it probably costs you about the same as if you were subscription. But it's just this idea of you don't own it. It drives me up the wall.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
That went away.
we got software that is moving to a subscription model, but since we didn't have the latest model, we have to buy all of the versions between where we're at and when they went to a subscription.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, yeah, you got to buy 4 versions of this software before we can upgrade you to this subscription thing. It's just like, good grief. I mean, computers are ridiculous.
Well,
Computers have gotten so
I blame the
ridiculous.
massive multiplayer games for that,
Oh
because
yeah.
people realize, my God, I can make $1 billion a month if I just have a subscription base versus selling a game. And it's like,
Well,
oh, baby, I want on that. I want on that plane or whatever, that train,
well,
and they all got on.
well. I've bought over the years. I think I've bought 3 or 4 computers, and I swear I've paid around $1,000 for each one. And it's like they get more powerful, but they get more unwieldy, and it's just like, why does it have to be why can't I buy a computer that does what I need it to do, which isn't much. I'm not doing 3D, I'm not doing high-end video games, and it cost me $300, or
Yeah,
whatever. Now,
yeah.
to be
Why
fair, I
shouldn't
haven't
it?
bought a computer in a while, so I don't know what the market's like now, but I mean, to me, I mean, you're running an old version of Windows, you should be able to run it forever,
I'll
and
catch you up on Dan here. Yeah, yeah,
oh
you
yeah,
should. Yeah,
dude.
you should be able to. But that OS, really, we can discuss it later. I'll shut up and leave you be. I'm working on that now, and I think he's referring to the idea of rules and stuff like that. All
Oh
part of
yeah.
plotting out the first story arc. And speaking of, I best get back to that. Have a good night, guys. Talk to you soon,
Oh,
Scott.
good
Yeah,
night, Dan.
thanks for dropping in, Dan.
Oh
Sorry
yeah,
I
no
didn't
doubt.
keep. Sorry I wasn't contemporaneous with you and all that.
Yeah, slacker.
Of course, if we were a huge channel, I couldn't
Yeah,
even pay
well,
attention
we
to you.
would we would we would only pay attention to super chats.
Yeah, exactly. Show me some money. Show me the money.
Yeah. Little super chat for Ellis's car repair fund.
That's right. I got to get on that. I got the idea that I'll do what Ethan Nicole did with his deal. You know, he had a contractor basically ripped his roof off, and then in Southern California, I guess you can usually depend on not getting a bad rain, but they ripped his roof off, then they got a bad rain, and basically did
Uh,
$80,000 worth of damage to his house. And so it's like, hey, I need some money, guys. You know, he wouldn't ordinarily do that. And so just about every PDF he ever created, he sold on Gumroad in one big gob. And so,
oh yeah.
I bought that, if that helps you, man. Yeah, let me see all the. And I must have donated my Bears Want to Kill You that he wrote, which is a big, thick thing. And I wanted it for reference on how to write a joke and stuff like that. Because, this guy used to work for the Babylon Bee and all that. And, it'd be nice to have as a kind of like a how to structure a little joke. And,
Yeah.
and it was. Then, so it's nice to, now I have it as a PDF.
Good. Yeah. Sometimes having the stuff is better digitally than not at all.
Yeah, yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, lots of these guys don't offer PDFs on their little, what do you call them?
Gumroad. Oh yeah.
Fundraisers. Yeah. I guess they just think, it's like
They figure
everybody will sink their money in this because everybody's a cheapskate, and they're probably right. But
well, yeah, but if you don't
you're
have
walking
it,
away from money. Yeah,
yeah, why leave money on the table? That's always
that's
my
right.
thing. That is my thing. I think.
I haven't done one drawing I like tonight, and usually I'm so hip to sharing these things. I did a horse that I did such a grotesque back-legged moment.
I
I'm
saw
looking
you.
for
I
a,
saw your.
I'm looking for a white pen to do it over again with, and I don't see one. Wait a second, that looks like a white pen. Nope, it's not.
I need a smaller pencil. I'm drawing too small.
Hey, that's a good turned head look back over your shoulder there at the top panel. I like that.
Oh, thank you. I had it, and I was looking at it last night, and I go, I got his ear too far back.
Yeah,
So
that's one of those things that instantly says, "Oh, you're not measuring right. That where you got that ear is totally wrong.
well,
This or that."
yeah.
I used to crowd the ear up way too close to the eyes.
Oh yeah,
And
I had it way back. It was back like here. I
uh-huh.
was like, oh, that's too far back. Well, so the other day at lunch, I spent lunch. I set my car, and I made notes on, and I've done this before. I have a great drawing book called Let's see what it's called, Drawing from Your Head.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy goes through every muscle in the body and shows you how to draw it in order. And it's artistic muscles. It's not everything, but it shows you what you need to know. And so the other night I thought I need to read that again. I read it. In fact, one time Michelle was out of town, and I spent the whole time she was here or gone reading that thing and drawing from it. And I was trying to get a feel for the masses of your forearm, the three major masses. And I
Mm-hmm.
kind of gotten away from that drawing because you don't really draw those that often unless you're drawing like, short sleeve shirts and muscly people.
Mm-hmm.
And so the other day at lunch, I sat down with that and did a little refresher on that, which was nice. Good way to
Yeah.
spend my lunch. And then I did two YouTube shorts on it, drawing the forearm.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah, figure why not? Since it was fresh in my mind, I figured it was the perfect time to do it. And
I'm wondering if these guys there's this channel I listen to little snippets of all the time called James Whale's Bake Sale, and
What?
it's James Whale, as in the guy that
The
directed
director of Frankenstein. Yeah.
Frankenstein. Now, was Whale Frankenstein or Frankenstein's wife or bride? Trying to think.
No, Whale did both.
James Whale, I think, did one of them did Dracula, and that's the one
No,
I
that
think
wasn't Whale.
that
That
did
was
Bride.
Dracula was the guy that directed Freaks.
Yes, James Whale directed Frankenstein, but who directed
Not the Bride.
Bride
Not
of?
the. I
I
thought he
don't
did
think
the
so.
Bride. Huh.
No,
Okay.
it's whoever did Dracula.
Oh well, it's the guy that did Freaks.
Yes, Todd Browning.
Todd Browning. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, he did Bride of Frankenstein, which is, when you think about it, it's a much freakier movie.
Yeah.
It's it's got Dr. Pretorius and all that stuff in it. And it, but the as far as a claustrophobic thing, the James Whale thing. So anyway, Whale's Bake Sale is just, it's just got this logo, and it goes, let's go, and then it has a celebrity talking about some movie he really likes, like Bill Burr's on there quite a bit, Bill Hadler, and they'll just talk about these movies. Well, like Bill Hadler was talking about the Virgin Spring the other
Oh
day,
yeah.
and its tie-ins between it and Last House on the Left, and
Oh yeah. You had talked about that a little bit last
yeah,
week.
last time. And it's like, wow, cool. Two movies I'll never watch again. Because they really, there's kinds of movies that you say, wow, I really feel beat up by that, and I don't ever
Oh
want to see it
gosh. Yeah.
again.
I don't like anything. I mean, I
Even when
don't
they're
mind it.
super well done. Like I'll watch Cape Fear anytime with Robert Mitchum. Cape Fear, directed by Martin
Oh sure.
Scorsese with Robert De Niro. I'm not going to line up for that one anytime soon.
I will watch the original Fly anytime, but I
Uh huh.
have no interest in the David Cronenberg Fry.
Yeah. Body
I don't.
horror, all that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm kind of out on that. I don't need to see that.
yeah. That first Fly is really well done.
Yeah. Help me.
Yeah. I love the little anecdote that Price says that he and that very distinguished actor that was opposite him while they were looking at the little character in the web, they're just cracking up as they're doing the scene. Which you got to know, a lot of this happens as you're trying to do stuff like that. And
Yeah.
Price must have had to control himself all the time. He did all that AIP crap. It's like
Oh yeah.
he must have been kind of like broke up all the time by it, because he obviously had a sense of humor.
Yeah. I think so.
Have you ever seen a Vincent Price movie? He's not the main thing in it, but he's in it. Called Scream and Scream Again.
No. Never seen it. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, it's one
Sorry.
of those things that
Sound so disappointed.
well, no, not really,
Okay.
because it is. That means it's nice and obscure, and I'm rare for having seen it. I guess
Fair
it's
enough.
probably say
You're
I'm pretty
special.
sure you could see it on Tubi if you felt like seeing it.
Probably. Maybe.
It's just one of those things I saw a long time ago at the drive-in, and it had a whole lot of shock effects in it that were kind of cool. Starts out with a guy that's jogging, and all of a sudden he just unceremoniously, and I was right in the middle of a huge amount of jogging enthusiasm myself at that time, and he collapses.
And you're
He
like, oh my gosh, save
he
him.
wakes up, and a pretty nurse is changing his his water tube that
yeah.
feeds him in his mouth.
Oh yeah.
And then he looks down and realizes he's lost a leg.
Oh jeez.
And so it goes on like that until he's just finally the trunk. And then we
Oh
learn,
no. It's like,
and the
was it
story is
boxing
very
coming
gradual
in?
that way. It's like, are you going to finish this story about the guy in the bed that's losing all his limbs? And it's parallel storytelling, which was kind of cool at the time. And it turns out that these Nazi-like characters are building these things that aren't quite human. You know, they're more than human, and they're unleashing them on groovy '60s or '70s England.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, and this one guy is basically
Bloody hell!
yeah, it's a funny movie. It's really well done, but it's got
And I'm
shocks in it.
scream and scream and scream again.
Yeah, scream and scream again.
Okay, I wrote
And
it down.
it's got this one moment in it that is, you'll know which moment it is if you decide to watch it, where a guy decides to make his break when after the cops get a hold of him, and it's pretty cool because it's just one of those things that it's like, oh, you remember that scene, it's that kind of thing. Oh yeah, on one of the James Whale bake sales. And I'm thinking this guy, all he's doing is he's taking people that have got comments that anybody can use, and he's just using them and he's cutting them up as clips, and he's calling it James Whale Bake Sale. He's not interviewing Tarantino or Bill Burr. He's just finding these little
Oh,
spots where
clips from him.
yeah, clips from where they've been on other people's shows or whatever.
Oh, that's pretty smart.
It is smart. And so it's like he found this interesting about what Tarantino had to say about Ken Russell. I just watched that one, and it's a cool idea. I haven't checked his audience, but I bet it's huge because it's a really cute, not cute, a brilliant notion about how to get your content. Just go out and steal
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, no doubt. Well, and YouTube kind of encourages that
Yeah, the
because you
shorts.
can do remixes and you
Mm-hmm.
can take you can do complete audio over somebody else's video,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, what? Because I've clicked on a couple of like Doug's videos, and they're not Doug.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
sure.
somebody else, taking Doug's comments and then commenting on Doug's comments, and it's still getting, a ton of
Oh,
views. It's like,
that's true.
huh.
What do you call that when you? It's basically
So
piggybacking. Yeah,
remix is what, but I mean plagiarism is what I'd call it.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, if you want to
yeah, yeah. If I was to do it, I would do something like the bake sale. I would, look for
mix them
people
up,
to, yeah, do a bunch of mixing, and then of course
good.
he adds little stills and uses. And again, you can anytime someone's used a trailer, it's out there for you to
Yeah,
grab and use. They've stuck it out there as an ad. You can use that all day long. You know.
yep.
And of course, and sometimes, oh, here comes the cat. It says, are you done yet? Hasn't it been an hour?
On to
Oh,
feed me, Ellis.
yeah. I like her when she's groggy best. When she gets all hyper, I'm like saying, aren't you ready for another nap?
Oh yeah, we got doggy Valium for a dog the other day.
Uh-oh.
Cause she gets so wound up when people come to the house,
Mm-hmm.
Repairmen or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay. And they're like, we can give you something. I mean, it makes her physically sick. It makes her upset to her stomach.
Hmm. Yeah.
So.
Here, come on in here, cat. Here, there's your shot. There you go. Hey, look up here. Look up here, cat. Look.
Is your cat on?
Hey, be cute. Do something cute.
Dance for me.
Yeah, there you go. Speak.
Oh, there's the cat. I see the cat on the screen now.
Was that song that frog sang? Hello, my baby. Hello, my
Oh,
darling. Hello, my
yeah.
ragtime gal.
This
What
big
you need to
heart's on
do, cat?
fire.
Hey, my heart's on fire. That's another one of those scenes everybody knows. Yeah. Well,
Well, we've on
59
Max.
minutes.
on Max, the other morning. So Michelle and I took off on Monday. She was off, and I took off so we could hang out. And we were eating breakfast, and I said, "I'm gonna look on Max, which is owned by Warner Brothers,
Mm-hmm.
to see if you can see Looney Tunes cartoons right there, man. From
Yep.
from one to it's like, oh my gosh, what a
1,000.
gold mine! Yeah, what a
Yeah. Oh
gold
yeah.
mine!
Looney
And I
Tunes are
realized
awesome.
the ones I watched were from like the 50s or something. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh,
Yeah,
this is
right after
old.
World War II on was that golden period for those Warner Brothers cartoons. Yeah.
No doubt. Okay, are we done?
Yeah, 1 hour. We hit it. We started early and we had a big discussion. You got a couple panels done, and you also did a lot of editing on the fly.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. Okay, well,
Yes.
I'll end it now. Cat's
Okay.
ready for me to do something. Ouch! You stabbed me, cat. It's
Dang,
pretty rambunctious.
stinking cat.